G'day everybody, just going to make a short little video today. Me and Dad have been talking for a little bit about sort of setting up a service schedule for all the machines and bikes and whatnot. So during the week I went into town and I bought a little whiteboard and a few notebooks so we could set it up, and I've sort of just been setting it up for the last few minutes. So I'll just run you through like a simple way of keeping tabs on all your machines and what needs servicing, and just sort of how you can lay it out. It's pretty simple. Obviously, like really big farms and whatever probably would have all this computerized and all that sort of stuff, and probably do keep closer tabs on their bigger machines. But a lot of our machines they don't get serviced all that much. Some of the hour meters don't work correctly, so it's just sort of get serviced when it gets serviced, which is fine. But I'll show you what I've set up here. So here's the whiteboard. Just like a cheap little one I bought in Officeworks. So you can see there at the top, just got the name. So then there's just the list of all the machines. So 3505 135 and 955 is the header, 6310, the two motorbikes. I've got Mum's horse truck as well, and the grain auger just added just cause, and then there's a couple extra spaces if we get something else that needs to have it. And the next column is next service. So I've got for the 135 and 3505, it's just going to be in September. The header will just be the next time we use it, because it's unlikely we'll use it this year and we haven't used it the last couple. So, and then there's the 6310, the two motorbikes. So obviously the Polaris is still breaking in because we just rebuilt it, so it's in 20 hours. The horse truck and the auger I just wrote December. I needed to find out what the schedule is for the horse truck. And then the service type is the next column. So I've got major for the three older machines, so 35, 135 and the header. They're all going to get pretty much the same service. The 6310 is an oil and fuel service. The ag bike, I've got to look up what it's actually going to be due for when it gets to its kilometres. The Polaris is just all oils and filter. And the horse truck also need to look up, and then I just write for the auger oil and filter. And then the next column is just comments. So if we like do a service or whatever, and for the next one we need to write something down and be like, oh well, next service we need to do this repair or something along those lines, we can put that in the comment section, and then we'll sort of give ourselves a heads up before we get to that next service. And then there's just a blank column for if I need to add something else along the line that is relevant to whatever. So that's basically the whiteboard, how that's going to be set up, and that'll let us know what everything's due for, when it's due, and then yeah, we can keep tabs on it, make it a little bit easier, because the servicing's sort of been a little bit nothing's really been organised. Sort of service it when we feel like it, sort of. So it'd be good to have that all organised in one spot, and we just know where everything's up to, and everything will sort of space itself out. Like a lot of those things, like the 135 and the 3505 that is going to be serviced in September. The 3505 then we'll be able to go back off hours again, because the hour meter's working again. So then we'll just be able to go off its set scheduling. The 135, the hour meter doesn't work, so it'll just get like a service once a year. But we'll make sure that we're going by the schedule, like the service book, but just off like a time frame instead of hours. The horse truck, it'll just work itself out because it'll have its own service schedule that I'll have to find. And the auger, that can just be serviced, every couple of years, because we don't use it all that much. But I think we should change the oil and filter on the hydraulic side of it, and the oil on the motor, because it probably hasn't been changed in a long time. So the next part I've got to go along with this is I went and bought a bunch of just normal notebooks, and I've labelled them all with the each machine. I need to get one for the horse truck. I'm not going to worry about the auger, it's not that important. But you need to get one for the horse truck, and basically what I'm going to use those for is when we do a service, we'll write down what service we done, the date we did it. We'll write down if there was any problems, like if anything needed to be repaired. Sort of similar to the comment section, but we can go into a little bit more detail because we can fill out a whole page. Yeah, so it'd be like saying what we need to repair, if we find anything that's broken, sort of thing. And just any other sort of just notes we need to take down about what we did on that service, or anything that needs to be done for the next service, and we can always refer back to those books, and then we have a full log of every service that we've done, and problems we've come across, and we've fixed them and all that sort of stuff. Sort of only going to work from now, obviously, because the tractors are pretty old, same with everything else. It won't be relevant from when they were bought, obviously. So it's only going to be working from when we started doing the servicing like this, which is fine. Yeah, so I'll hang this whiteboard up somewhere in the workshop. Put all the books in one of the fridges. Yes, the fridges. You probably see them in the background quite a bit. There's a little spot in the old freezer in the fridge where we chuck manuals and like filters and stuff for the tractors. So the books can go in there, and we'll hang the board up somewhere visible, and then we can keep on top of everything. So yeah, as I said, that's just a simple way that we're gonna keep on track of on top of all of our servicing and maintenance on all the machines. So it's pretty neat and simple way of doing it. Yeah, I think it's a good way to set it up for definitely like smaller farms, or even they've got maybe a couple of tractors that are a bit older and you don't have like a book or there's no set schedule on them. You can just knock this up, 10 minutes, and it only cost me like probably $15 for the board and the books, and it came with a little marker. And yeah, once you got it set up, then you can keep a track of everything that's going on with your machines and when they need to be serviced. So yeah, that's how we're gonna run this one. So we'll leave it there, and you know the drill. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you in the next one. All right.